What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened. I am here on the summit in Nightmare Hardcore campaign mode to take on the Ancient Dragon. The Ancient Dragon fight is a great grind map, so to speak, that you'll find yourself very interested in playing for multiple reasons. First off, it's pretty darn decent XP. So whether you're making the jump into hardcore or making the jump into insane and you're looking for a little bit more XP to use some of that gear that you found so far, the summit can be an easy way to get that done. Now, it's not the best XP out there. We're still kind of crunching numbers to find out what that is, but it is pretty darn decent. Now, the real reason, the biggest reason you want to farm the Ancient Dragon on Summit is for a Gemstone Pet. These gemstones can greatly impact your transition into nightmare survival maps and pushing forward to those further waves. So you're looking for a gemstone pet in nightmare quality. You're going to want to get one that will hit 4 targets, which will require 31 upgrades. Now, as you see, my best speedy gemstone is 30 upgrades, so a big boo right there. 31 upgrades will get you to 4 targets, and I am not quite there yet. Now, this particular map, your build for it will transition greatly depending on your stats, and a build similar to what I am using is really only going to start at viability with about 200 in range. Now, as you see, I progressed past that point. However, when you're at 200 in range, you should be able to start using this build, and basically I am just going to spam the crap out of some DSTs. Now, what you can do prior to getting to a point where you have success with just DST spam is going to be just add in a little extras. And we'll kind of go through that as we're progressing through the map, but let's go ahead and build it out and get it started. I usually just start off with 4 DSTs, one pointing at each direction, and, kind of let it fly from there. We will have many DSTs throughout the course of running this one, that is for darn sure. But let's get wave 1 going here. Now, I will add in a few walls and stuff that are just kind of last resorts there that, with the stats I have, are definitely completely unnecessary. However, it will help you in picturing a good grind build you can do for this map as you're just starting off. Now, of course, wave 1, it's just playing the mana game. We are running around and collecting it up. Remember, if you're on Nightmare Hardcore, the mana is going to despawn once you hit the next combat phase, so you want to grab as much of it as you can throughout. Now, as I mentioned, I am just going to be spamming up some DSTs. However, there are lots of other options involving walls, gas traps, explosive traps, really anything. The sky's the limit, whatever you want to do. So we're just about done with wave 1. We've got a good chunk of mana now. We've got enough to really start building out the rest of the map. So I'm basically just going to spam some more DSTs, varying the directions to make sure I'm covering, flyer lanes, pretty much just everything I can cover at this point. So just spamming them up in random directions. Now, one thing you can do just to ease the pain a little bit is you can just throw down just a few walls. Now, this is obviously not a waller, so these walls are exceptionally flimsy, but it is going to give me a little last resort for anything that might push in. So just go ahead and spam some apprentice walls up on a non-waller. So obviously using an actual waller, you would get a much greater benefit from any walls at all. But I'm just getting that last resort down. Now, if you still are having troubles, you'll want to take this one step further and not only have a last resort with potentially real walls, but then add in a gas trap and an explosive trap at each wall. Will just add even more to your build. Now, I don't feel the need to do that, so I'm not going to add in those gas traps and explosive traps. I'm just going to go with what I've got here now. If I wasn't creating this video, I probably wouldn't even throw those apprentice walls down. I just wanted to give everyone kind of a general idea of where to fill in with lower stats. So now that we've got a bunch of DSTs spammed here, let's spam some more, right? So we'll go with another DST, I guess we'll just go with one in kind of each direction here. just to you know, once again, just overall map coverage, making sure that we've got stuff shooting in every direction. So wave 3 here now, still just playing the mana game. Now what we will end up doing is starting to prep for the boss fight. As we know, it's all about the boss. The boss mechanic, of course, is he's going to fly around. You shoot him with these large ballistas up here, and that will bring the boss down. Now, it will bring the boss down to a random point right here in the center or off to either of the sides, and then you can get in there and do your damage. Now, one thing to note, though, is the boss always spawns right in the middle. The boss will go in different directions, but it's always going to spawn right here. And with 200 range, your DSTs can really just give you the insta-kill on the boss. So I'm going to start setting up for the boss kill now, just by putting some DSTs out of the way where no enemies are going to hit them. So these DSTs are completely pointless as far as running through wave 4 and 5, but they are safe, and it's basically just helping me set up for what's to come. So I've got those there now. We're in good shape. You could always spam some more DSTs down in the main area. Actually, I've only got enough for one more, so we can put one more DST down somewhere just for good measure. And I think what do we want to do? Let's just throw another one right here, just directly behind that one, just to handle or help out in that middle lane. Now, as you're running around collecting mana, of course, you know, any overcharges, tower boosts, anything you can do to your DSTs as you're running around and snagging up all the juice is just gonna help you out. So I'm just going to completely kind of ignore the ogres. If I need to, I'll get over there and give a little assistance, but my main concern, of course, is just getting all the mana. So all about the juice. And let's see, we're doing pretty good, up to 800 already. You're going to want about 1500 mana by the time the boss comes, and you will see why soon enough, as we are going to completely overkill that boss and guarantee that he is dead within just a couple of seconds, where we can speed the map along, really, and get it done much quicker. Now, if you go through the actual mechanic of hitting the ballistas and, you know, then of course fighting the boss while the boss is down, you're going to extend the amount of time that it takes to clear the map, really, in a pretty exceptional amount. So let's just go ahead and get our next wave started here. We're on wave 5. I've got my 1500 mana, so I'm good to go there. So for wave 5, we're just going to kind of run around, do your thing. I mean, at this point, you actually really don't have to contribute or collect any more mana. So if you chose to, you could just kind of chillax it out here and, you know, buff up your DSTs with the old overcharge, you know, tower boost, whatever you decide. No wrong answers there. Just get through wave 5 is all you really need to do. Now we are approaching the end of wave 5. Now since we're approaching the end here now, we do want to be prepared for our boss killing. So I'm just going to kind of start selling off stuff. As soon as the mob count gets low enough that I'm comfortable that the remaining DSTs will be able to get the job done, I'm just going to start selling defenses. And just going to sell really just everything right here. And then we're going to quickly run up front here. And we're going to add more because we know that the boss is spawning right in the center, straight out there. So we can just go ahead and line them up to knock them down, as the boss shouldn't last more than probably about 2 seconds-ish, maybe even shorter. So just spamming up all the DSTs I can get. You know, if you really were concerned about it, right before the cutscene happens, you could always throw down your overcharge, since you're going to be on your apprentice anyway, and then skip the cutscene. Of course, if you do this, then you're going to have that overcharge for that first second, and then we see DSTs to the face. Fine job, and let's check out and see what quality of gemstone we got right here. In my opinion, the starter gemstone that you're really shooting for is a speedy gemstone with at least 31 upgrades. As you see, this is not a speedy gemstone. This does not have 31 upgrades, so GG to me. on my gemstone run here. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe. There will be tons and tons of Dungeon Defenders Awaken content, tutorials, basics, guides, you name it. A little everything will be coming your way. I'm just right now going through that initial grind myself. So thanks again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.